What is going on, people? Joey Tongs Boxing, another video, I should say. I want to talk about Muhammad Ali and how Muhammad Ali would do against today's field of current heavyweights. Now, I want to be clear. This is not a resume argument. This is not an accomplishment argument. This is strictly a head-to-head argument. And I'm not doing any era adjustments, meaning I'm not making Ali bigger or stronger and all that. I'm just copying and pasting the Ali that we saw in the 60s and 70s, but we'll say 60s Ali because I want to go with the prime Ali versus today's current crop of heavyweights. How would he do? Now, first and foremost, Muhammad Ali, what made him so amazing was that there had never been at that point in time a guy who was 6'2", 6'3", and had that kind of foot speed, to go along with his hand speed, ring IQ, chin, and just toughness. Now, with the chin part, he had a good chin, but he did get dropped by Henry Cooper, and he did get dropped by Sonny Banks. So he was vulnerable to getting hit, which makes it a little bit interesting. Now, generally speaking, when we get into these head-to-head arguments, I think the newer athletes are going to have the advantage over the older athletes, by and large, just because of the fact that I think things have advanced over time. I think that athletes have gotten bigger, faster, and stronger over time. And I think that the technology and the training has really improved. And having the larger population of people, and the sport being more global, like boxing, is going to be like that. Now, in America, the heavyweight division for American heavyweights is a lot worse than it was back then because less American kids are going into boxing. They're going into the NBA. They're going into the NFL. They're going into the MLB. Back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and prior to that, these industries did not have such lucrative positions for their players. They didn't have so much money where they were getting paid such enormous salaries. So now, after I think because of Ali, people saw what had happened to him health-wise, and a lot of kids said, I don't want to be like Ali, that he has Parkinson's and he doesn't really look like, he's doing the best health-wise. I want to go into something more like basketball or football or baseball. And now I think with football, that similar thing is happening where a lot of people are a little bit hesitant to go into football. But the whole thing with Ali is interesting because George Foreman, he's fine. Still has all his senses. Mike Tyson seems fine. Larry Holmes seems relatively well, fine. So I think that that's a little bit of a misconception, that just because it happened to Ali, that, you're going to be in bad health if you're a heavyweight boxer or a boxer in general. But that's the way a lot of people looked at it. And I think that these other options are safer. Anyways, when we get into heavyweight boxing, Muhammad Ali versus the current crop of heavyweights, I'm going to go one by one. So first off, with Deontay Wilder. Let's start with him. Deontay Wilder, Muhammad Ali would have had Deontay Wilder's blood boiling by the time that bell rang. By the time of that first bell, Deontay Wilder would have been fuming at all the trash talk that Muhammad Ali had thrown his way at the press conferences. He would have been so annoyed by Muhammad Ali. Ali would have trolled him so hard. Fight would start. Deontay Wilder would be like, and he would be trying to land that big punch on him. He wouldn't be able to do it. Ali would school him, play with him, and I think he would probably stop him. I'm going to say round 11. He stops him after just not losing a single round. It would have been dominance. Listen, Deontay Wilder could always hurt him and always knock him out, but I don't think that that's very likely. So I'm going to say that Muhammad Ali wins that one. Then we go to Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, hand speed, he could maybe even match Ali or similar or whatever, but foot speed, no comparison. Way too slow on his feet. Ali would have played with him too. Unanimous decision on that one if it's a 12-round fight. If it's a 15-round fight, then we could talk about possibly stoppage. But we'll say 12 rounds just because we're taking Ali and we're putting him in this era. Tyson Fury. This is the one where I actually think that Muhammad Ali would have a lot of trouble with and he would lose to. Especially the Tyson Fury from the Klitschko fight. Now, Tyson Fury now, maybe not. But the Tyson Fury from the Klitschko fight, no. It's Tyson Fury's all wrong for him. He's got too much height, enough speed, where he's not just going to get overwhelmed by Ali and enough ring smarts. He's not going to fight a dumb fight. Probably the worst matchup in history for Muhammad Ali is the Tyson Fury to fought Vladimir Klitschko. So I think that would be a terrible stylistic matchup. So for me, I think Tyson Fury wins. Even the Tyson Fury now that's going to fight Ngannou, I would probably pick to beat Muhammad Ali. probably by decision. Yeah, I don't see him stopping him. Honestly, I don't see anyone stopping Muhammad Ali in his prime. Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, too slow, too stiff, not a good enough gas tank, and it's not like he's this, mega puncher that his fans hype him up to be. So, yeah, I think he could cause Ali some trouble early in the fight. He could go to the body, he could be aggressive, but you can't beat Ali like that if you're going to fight in spurts. You got to fight a consistent fight, and I don't see him doing that. Ali stops him. I'm going to go round 10. Yeah, one-sided affair as well. Joseph Parker, smaller guy, but just not fast enough to beat Muhammad Ali. Ali beats him probably on points. Alexander Usyk. This is an interesting one because Usyk, I think, being a southpaw, also having a lot of good footwork, and his footwork is probably more like technically sound and correct, and his ability to move laterally is better. But Ali's foot speed was just too much. His hand speed was just too much. It would be a very good fight, but I lean towards Muhammad Ali in a 7-5 or 8-4 type fight. Love to see that matchup. Who else do we got here? Joe Joyce, just way too slow. Ali's going to be able to just outpoint him and beat him. Guys like Derek Chisora and Dylan White, too slow. They're just too slow, honestly, these guys. Most heavyweights are too slow. Dubois is too slow, and he doesn't have enough heart, so he's not beating him. And I haven't seen anything from Jared Anderson that makes me think that he would be able to beat him either. I think I've covered everyone. Luis Ortiz is also too slow. Hrgovic is actually interesting because he has like pretty good foot movement for a big guy, but not enough to catch Ali. In order to beat Ali, you're going to have one of two things. You're either going to have to be able to take the fight to him and beat him on the inside, or you're going to have to be able to have a height and reach advantage and be able to outbox him and hurt him at times in the fight where he's not going to just be able to keep moving around. I think the only guy that I could see in today's field that could do something like that is Tyson Fury. Let me know what you guys think. How would Muhammad Ali do in today's heavyweight division? Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.